Every developer specializes in a specific field, like data science, cybersecurity, or web development. No matter your specialization, there are some main skill sets you need to know as a developer that will make you more efficient. So let's start. There is no doubt that a developer should know programming languages to write efficient and clean code. For example, a web developer should know HTML, CSS, and JS to be able to build high-level web applications. A data scientist should know languages like Python and R to manipulate and analyze data. A mobile app developer should know Swift for iOS applications or Kotlin for Android applications. No matter what, a developer's main skills is to know programming languages. And not just that, a developer needs to know how programming works, the basics of programming like data structures, variables, debugging, loops, functions, and even more. Next, version control. Version control systems, or VCS, like Git, which is the most popular version control system. These systems allows developers to keep track of changes made to their code base, collaborate with others, and manage different versions of their projects. Version control can perform history tracking, like if you want to know when this code base was modified, the history can help you with that. VCS also allows collaboration. If you're a developer working with another developer on a project, a VCS can merge your work together, preventing any conflict. VCS can back up and recover your code base in case you accidentally deleted something important or in case of any damage or lost code base. VCS allows branching, like if you want to try something new but you don't want to modify the main code base, you can create a branch to work in this new experiment without affecting the main code. A version control system is crucial for a developer to explore. You can get started by exploring the most popular version control system, which is Git. It is considered to be the most powerful version control due to its speed, distributed architecture, branching, and open source nature. Next, data structures and algorithms. These concepts are the fundamentals of computer science and programming. Starting with data structures. They are used to store and organize data in a way that allows efficient retrieval. Think of arrays. You can use indexes to access specific elements, or stack, which follows the principle of last in, first out. It's a linear data structure where you can store data. There's also the sister of stack, which is queue. Instead of the last in, first out principle, it follows the principle of first in, first out. It is also a linear data structure to store data. Each data structure has its own perks. You can't say that using arrays is better than stack, for example. It depends on what you need. But at first, we said data structures and algorithms. What is an algorithm and how can we link it with data structures? An algorithm is a step-by-step procedure for solving specific problems and performing tasks. For example, a simple program that finds if a number is even or odd is considered an algorithm. Like first, you input a number, second, divide the number by 2, then check if the remainder is 0, then you'll print even, if not, you'll print odd. This is a simple algorithm. Now, why data structures and algorithms? Data structures are a way of storing data. But how do you manipulate data and gain access to it? Using algorithms. To search for an element in an array, you can use the linear search algorithm. However, always look for efficiency. This algorithm might be good, but there is better, like the binary search algorithm. Also, you may like to sort a data structure. There are algorithms like selection sort, insertion sort, bubble sort, and quicksort to do that. Next, APIs, or Application Programming Interface. APIs allows application to communicate with each other. It is a software intermediary that receives a request from a client and has to return a response. The best metaphor to explain this is the following. You're in a restaurant, so you're considered the client who orders food from the waiter, who acts as the API. The waiter processes your request and sends it to the chef. Once the chef is done with the food or with the response, it sends it to the waiter or API, which the waiter sends it to you. Why a developer should know about APIs? Some developers, depending on their project, can leverage existing APIs of certain applications to benefit their own project. That means you can integrate the functionality of other software services into your application. For example, if you're building a weather app, instead of maintaining weather stations and collecting data of the weather, you can use a weather service API, which provides you with the current weather data. APIs are efficient. Leveraging existing tools created by others is a great way to avoid creating everything from scratch. That is why they say, why reinvent the wheel? Also, APIs allows developers to access data from sources like databases and cloud services. If your application relies on external data sources, you can use APIs to send a request to the source that can be a database and fetch the data you need. Every developer who is building a project needs to implement security measures. Any system or application or simply any project you build has to be protected and secured. It should be your #1 priority in order to protect your systems and user data. There are many vulnerabilities you need to be aware of. SQL injection. It is a simple but malicious SQL query where the attacker inputs it, offering that attacker unauthorized access to the database. Cross-site scripting. It is an action where the attacker injects malicious code to a website. Eventually, when a user accesses that legitimate website, the browser will render the website but also the malicious code, which can offer the attacker access to user data. To prevent these security problems, developers should validate and sanitize user input before adding it to the database, making sure that sensitive data stored inside database are encrypted, like passwords, instead of appearing in plain text, applying a strong hashing algorithm that transforms that password into a sequence of random strings. Also, make sure to use HTTPS, not HTTP, because HTTPS uses TLS, which is a protocol that secures communication between client and server using encryption algorithms and authentications. Next, cloud computing. Developers need to benefit from cloud computing services. Simply, cloud computing is the delivery of services or resources over the internet, providing access to a wide range of resources like storage, servers, and networking. Let us say you're a developer and you're building a SaaS or software as a service. To deploy that SaaS, you can use a cloud computing service like AWS, Azure, and Google Cloud platforms, which can host that software for you. Cloud services are usually cost efficient because it's cheaper than buying or maintaining your own servers. Also, cloud services offer security and backup in case anything catastrophic happens. They are able to keep your data safe. That last skill is not a technical skill, it is about problem solving. A good developer is able to cut down or divide problems into smaller parts. This allows the developer to work more efficiently and solve better. Problem solving is often the best way to write efficient code. It can lead to building better software that has the potential to be fast. You should note that the skill of problem solving must be earned, and you should work hard to achieve this certain skill. I really recommend you to watch this video about how to think like a programmer. I'll leave a link in the description. You'll learn 5 ways to become a more efficient programmer and how you can leverage these 5 tips to become better at writing code. That brings us to the end. I hope this video was valuable for you. Make sure to drop your thoughts in the comment section, and I invite you to watch one of these end screens that will appear right now. I hope to see you in one of them.